You slept 8 hours last night, maybe even 9, and yet somewhere around 2 in the afternoon, your body started pulling you down like it wanted to fold in half. Your eyes got heavy, your focus slipped, you reached for coffee, maybe your second cup, maybe your third. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you thought, why am I still tired? You're not broken. You're not lazy. But something isn't adding up. Here's what this video is actually about. The human body was not built for the kind of tiredness modern life creates. Ancient humans got tired too, genuinely, physically tired. But they didn't carry this dull, persistent, invisible exhaustion that follows so many modern people around like a shadow. That difference is real, and it tells us something important about how we live now. Let's go back not to some romantic, perfect version of ancient life, but to something closer to what human tiredness actually looked like for most of our history. An ancient human, a forager, a hunter, someone living in a small group somewhere on the open land, moved when the day called for it. Not to an alarm, to sunlight. When morning light hit the eyes, it triggered a chemical process that had been running in human biology for tens of thousands of years. Cortisol rose naturally. The body woke itself up from the inside, gradually, as the light grew stronger and the air warmed. The day that followed was physical, walking, searching, carrying, working with the hands, not sitting still for hours, not staring at a fixed point on a wall. The muscles did what they were designed to do, and at the end of the day, tiredness arrived honestly, a tiredness the body had actually earned. When darkness came, the fire dimmed. The light around them turned warm and low. The brain read that signal and began producing melatonin, the hormone that pulls the body toward sleep. Noise softened. The group settled. The transition from waking to rest happened naturally, guided by light, temperature, and quiet. Sleep in many foraging societies wasn't always a single unbroken block. Some evidence suggests periods of deep rest, brief waking, and rest again, loosely aligned with the temperature and rhythm of the night. The body was never fighting its own clock. It was cooperating with it. Now bring that same body, same biology, same ancient wiring into the modern world. The alarm fires before light. Cortisol doesn't rise the way it's designed to because the light cue never came. The body gets yanked awake artificially and spends the first hour of the morning playing catch-up. Then the work begins, but the work is mostly still. Sitting. Staring at a screen. The muscles that need movement to help regulate energy, mood, and focus barely move at all. Here is something worth understanding. Stillness is not the same as rest. The human body does not experience a motionless day as recovery. Movement throughout the day was part of how the ancient body managed its own energy, not just burning calories, but regulating hormones, circulation, focus, and mood. Removing that movement doesn't leave the body more rested. It leaves it stuck in a state it doesn't quite know how to exit. But modern tiredness has another layer that often goes unexamined. Mental load, the kind of exhaustion that comes not from physical effort, but from decisions, notifications, background pressure, and the persistent low-level feeling of being slightly behind on something. Ancient humans faced real threats: hunger, predators, illness, cold. The stress system fired hard when it needed to, then quieted when the threat passed. The body was designed for intense stress, followed by genuine recovery. Modern stress rarely fully resolves. It accumulates in the background. The message you didn't answer, the deadline hovering somewhere on a screen, the low hum of things you meant to do. None of these trigger the sharp alarm of a predator, but none of them fully switch off either. The stress system stays warm, just below the surface, hour after hour. That constant low-level activation is exhausting, in a way that sleep alone doesn't always fix, because the tiredness isn't just in the muscles. It's in the nervous system itself. And then, at the end of the day, instead of dim firelight easing the brain toward rest, there is blue light, screens, phones held close in the dark, the exact wavelength of light the brain reads as midday sky. Melatonin gets delayed, sleep gets pushed back, the quiet transition the ancient body made naturally over the course of an evening. Modern life interrupts it every single night. Ancient life was not easy. That has to be said clearly. There was genuine hunger, real danger, illness with no treatment, and loss with no safety net. Nobody should wish for those conditions. But inside those conditions, the body was sleeping in alignment with darkness, waking with light, moving through the day, and resting when the day was actually over. Its tiredness was honest. Modern tiredness is something different. It is the product of a body running ancient biological software inside an environment that keeps changing faster than biology can follow. The exhaustion is real. It just comes from a different direction now, not from survival, but from stillness, overstimulation, and a schedule that never truly ends. Maybe the question worth asking isn't why am I so tired? Maybe it's what kind of tired am I, and where did it actually start? That's a question with a more useful answer than another cup of coffee.